Hello, beautiful people. Today let's play with Precision Strike. I wanted to record some video with a deck that is very competitive and that can give you a high MMR, and definitely this is the one. So let me walk you through the cards. Let's discuss the strategy. So Precision Strike, obviously we can deal 5 points of damages at a time, and also at the same time we are getting thinning, and we are getting rid of 4 provision cards. So basically this is out once you're gonna use the leader ability. Then we have Crystal Skull as a protection, and usually what I try to do with the Crystal Skull is I try to use them on the Dwarven chariots, unless I don't have them. I don't have one of them in round 1. Then we can use them on cards such as Dwarven skirmishers, or maybe let me say regarding the bronzes, because you would like to obviously play some bronzes. So the third option would be miner. Then we have Zoltan Warrior, Seamless, and Seamless can do the thinning with a few cards. So first of all, what do we have? What do we have here? 2 temperings. So that would give us this benefit that we can get rid of this 2 bronzes that we would like to just basically get rid of. Then we also have a control option with 2 nature's rebuke. As you can see here, we don't play. Where is it at? We don't play 4 armor. So basically, it's not like we try to get some kind of a huge armor. It's basically to a point that it's just acceptable. And where is it? This is a dwarf. And let me. Yes, it's here. So we don't play Dennis here. So since we don't play Dennis, we don't need to play. Where is it at? It's here. We don't need to play Armorer's Workshop here, because usually what you would think is that, okay, you're playing, if you play Seamless and then you play Dwarves, you would automatically think about Armorer's Workshop, and then second option will be tempering. But regarding this deck, we don't care about armor that much, and actually armor is being received from Dwarven chariots, and that's in our case more than enough. What else? Then we have a control option with the Great Oak, so we can deal 8 points of damages. Then Garrison, and Garrison here mainly is to do the thinning with Mahakam Volunteers, so we can just draw one of them, and then basically 3 can be drawn. So just make sure that you always keep Mahakam Volunteers in the deck. Then we have Munro, and Munro he has plenty of targets, because first of all, Zoltan, he creates 2 dwarves. Then we have also Dwarven chariots, and we have additionally 2 rowdy dwarves. And then obviously here we have Zoltan's company, and Zoltan company creates 5 of them. So that's plenty, and actually I think Munro, it's a pretty good option over here. Coranti with Heatwave as a control option, Zoltan Chivai as a carryover, Zoltan Scoundrel obviously to give points to all of our units, so we play him in the range row. Then Eudora for thinning. And Eudora, she will be, as you can see, we have 3 Zoltans here, so she will have 5 points. So this is kind of huge. Then, just like I mentioned before, control options, chariot, temperings, miners, and this is additional option to get armor. So armor can be used, for instance, on Munro, because as you can see, the barricade set the cooldown to 1, which is pretty important for us. That's why we would like to always have armor on Munro. But as you can see, we have 2 cards. Sorry, we have 2 cards here, because we have Munro. Then we have chariots also, and then we also have tempering. So plenty of options. So 6 cards that can give us armor. So it's, I would say, more than enough. Then we have Oxenford Scholar, and this is only due to the fact that it plays 8 for 4, and sometimes we just need a point swing. This is a perfect card regarding this option, because as you can see, we have 5 cards which are 11 or more, so that's pretty good. And then obviously control option with Dwarven Skirmisher. I don't know if it satisfies you. I think this version is better than the version with Renfrey, and you definitely need to try it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time and support. Please like, subscribe, and comment, guys. See you in the next video. And the last announcement, guys, please go to your shelter and adopt the dog. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.
Don't make me laugh.
for honor. And for coin.
The windmiller hit you. Hard.
Hey! I can see Caer Seren from here!
Drivel! How could this possibly have survived peer review?
Can I do the pendulum? I'm much better at that.
Can I come down now?
Don't ever expect your opponents to line up.
Retrieve the bolt, I know, I'm on it. Feign not ignorance. Remember to whom you speak.
slay dragons. 'Tis our nightly duty.
Oh, I'm feeling sleepy, grumpy, dopey, and bashful.
Revolutionaries plowing reformers! Damn the horse son!
What do you say we fight on my level, eh?
Blood! Blood!
What's going on about this Mark fella?
Feels like a pink fate every passing day.
My noble knight. Be still.
Elven blarney.
Sleep, my champion. Rest now.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
They cannot see us. It's been a long, hard road, hasn't it?
Exploitation.
Looks like some light
Now try
reading.
the alchemist.
Humans above, beasts below. Don't know which is worse.
The good old smell of seagull shit.
Double chase!
What can I say?
Why should I, an elf, a sage, converse with an ape?
Nothing turns my guts more than a filthy mage. Empirically, that is how it must be tested.
You'll never take us alive!
I only loot corpses. Except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Go back across the Yaruga, you buttheads!
How's you doing business with you? Nose, mouth, any hole would do.
Which of you gonna watch loiters with me?
Appeals can be filed within 7 years.
Drivel! How could this possibly have survived peer review?
Damn the horse sons!
Be ashamed to let this go to waste. Empirically, that is how it must be tested.
Linger, dawdle, tarry. We'll help you know how.
He's sleeping all night. Be still.
Linger, dawdle, tarry. We'll help you know how. And don't you give me more of a scrap. Linger, dawdle, tarry. We'll help you know how. Linger, dawdle, tarry. Won't help you no how.
Belly or throat? Got a preference? Next time it'll be personal.
How don't you give me more of a scrap? Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Fancy a game of Kaviri roulette?
Why should I, an elf, a sage, converse with an ape?
How don't you give me more of a scrap? Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. How don't you give me more of a scrap?
I only eat corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
On the count of three, we go in! 1, 2!
How don't you give me more of a scrap? Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how.
Think it's a fetish. Sit back, close your eyes. I'll wash it all away.
Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. And don't you give me more of a scrap.
Right patch for harvest.
Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. And don't you give me more of a scrap. And don't you give me more of a scrap.
The orphans!
Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how.
Satisfying us plucking a ripe apple!
Dance! Dance with me death!
Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. See if this tickles your fancy.
Countless wretches and corpses.
See if this tickles your fancy.
Go!
And don't you give me more of a scrap. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how.
Dribble! How could this possibly have survived peer review?
Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how.
Hit him between the legs.
And don't you give me more of a scrap. And don't you give me more of a scrap. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how. Linger, dawdle, tarry, won't help you no how.
A drop of mercury solution.
And don't you give me more of a scrap.